So how to deal with conflict resolution in the military. I would say this: no matter what situation you in, you're gonna have some type of conflict. You're gonna have some type of disagreement, some type of indifference, some type of misinterpretation. Now, maybe you person that's watching this video, you may never have had no issues while in the Army, but I'm pretty sure you had one of those situations that occur. You probably said the right thing at the right time, which kind of easily de-escalated the situation where things were handled swiftly, so you had no issues. But some people, on the other hand, had the same similar situation, probably said one or two things that they shouldn't have said, and it went straight over here to potential trouble such as counseling, unjustly, Article 15s, or any other type of punishment that can potentially get you kicked out the Army. So what I want to constitute in this video is kind of this understanding, like your perspective, how to handle it, and making sure that you are protected for any type of situation that do occur, if it does occur in a situation. So the first thing I would say, based on my experience, because I had some situations in basic, I have situations in OCS. I haven't had too many situations in my unit, but I seen other people have situations and they got bammed up and had some issues and they got saved and some didn't get saved. So it's very imperative that you follow these steps right here. So I'll say the first thing I would say, come to the realization of know what you are willing to die over the hill for. So that's pretty much standards, no compromise. No matter what it is, no matter what's going on, you're going to stand on it. You're going to ride it out all the way to you getting potentially kicked out the Army and say, no, I am not doing this. I am not doing this at all, no matter what it is. And in the same breath, I'm not the type of person that's going to say, hey, don't stop, stand on the hill and just take whatever comes at you. So if someone disrespects you, oh, you just sit there and take it. I don't believe you should ever do that, because you might take it one instance right here. It could be something like a little jab here, a little jab there. Then all of a sudden, once you don't say nothing, guess what? It turns from here. Like, what the saying is, if you give an inch, they take a mile. So making sure to help minimize that before you go into the dying over the hill situation is making sure that you talk to that person directly and document what was being said and transpire in this conversation. Because you can talk to the person, say, hey, I don't like how you spoke to me. I kind of felt very uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. Cool. They'll say cool, whatever. Depending on that person, how they receive it, they can take it very extreme and keep messing with you, or they could probably back up. It depends on that person. But if you have it documented on a situation that you did speak with that person, man to man or female to female or man to female, whatever, you got to document it. Now, if something escalates to the situation in the future, now you got a paper trail saying that, hey, I did feel comfortable when he spoke to me in this situation, and I did this and that, and he still talked to me in a certain manner. Also on that, to further protect yourself, is one, understanding the Army regulations and also the SOP and the ISAP and the commander's intent, because sometimes what will end up happening is you might not see it in the Army regulations, right? But they can have it in the commander's intent. So guess what? I may not get you on something that's on the Army Pub website that have the regulations on there, but I'm gonna bam you. I can get you in trouble for you not following this commander's intent or what is actually written out within the unit. So you'll be protected in that manner. And also too, leave no room for interpretation in the situation. So if they say something loose, vague, or anything like that, get a clear, defined outline on what they mean and exactly what they mean, because you don't want to be in a situation where they say something loosely and then you do something that's kind of on the realm and they don't know how to tie it in, so they'll just put it in that category of you getting in trouble. So they say don't be out late, for example, don't be out late, and then you come back home, come back to the footprint, for example, at 9 p.m. Is that really late? It's subjective. It's, you know what I'm saying? You get in trouble for violating curfew, but there's no curfew set. But late is no, that's a very relative term. So even though that's not a realistic example, but that's something that you got to think of, is making sure that you get something clearly outlined. Late is considered this time, early is considered that time. I think this is also very important to notice right here. Before you react, reflect on what you do, because an NCO could be saying something, right? They could be completely in the wrong, how they treat you, how they talk to you and everything like that. But the moment you kind of try to match their energy, whether you're yelling at them, being petty with them back, or they call you, if say for instance they may not even call you to go off, they may not have no military bearing, and then you match the energy by not having no military bearing back, that's immediately when you're in the wrong. Because people can tell the difference when people arguing. Like, what's the common phrase they say? This like, people can't tell if two people arguing over that. You can't tell they're two kings or two fools arguing. And you don't want to. You will be easily, and they don't know what you're talking about. Y'all both look like fools. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna look at the higher ranked fool and side with them on their respective, unless they're blatantly wrong or doing something obviously wrong. Like if they physically contact you, they spit on you, or they even say something a blatant disrespectful word at you. More times than not, they're going to side with the person as a higher authority, no matter what. So just be cognizant of that when you respond. And again, is it worth dying over the hill for? Does respond so on a same level? I'll say no, because you got to think. Well, it depends on what you got going on in your life. Like, is it worth you talking crazy to an NCO because they told you to go mow the lawn and you tired of them always asking you to mow the lawn? Is it worth you kind of doing that? Not really. I would just find a creative way to maybe avoid mowing the lawn, or if you got like some type of medical condition or something like that, put that in the forefront. Or go to sick call or something and get it so you don't have to do it. Like you gotta be more like, you gotta have tact. That's the biggest thing. Makes you have some type of military tact when you approach certain people, because if you just come with them straight off emotion, they're gonna pick that emotion apart. If you write things down and have it in writing, you can be more logical, and then maybe have someone that's maybe good at like articulating certain points and making sure that you kind of touch on everything, so things can't get misinterpreted or they can't nitpick you. Because once you bring it on the table, as far as on the written side of it, then it's no going back on the situation, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just more like, okay, I read what he's saying or she's saying, and okay, now I know where I can pick at and stuff like that, and still mess with you. Then you got to go write another counsel, and then you're pretty much in situations like, who's really the problem child in the situation? So that's the biggest thing, is making sure that you have things in writing, making sure that you understand, like respond, reflect before you react, making sure that you understand that don't take no crap, but like I said, don't take it to a level that can be disrespectful. And like I said, do not match their energy, because like I said, you're gonna be in the wrong even when you're gonna be in the wrong even though they're wrong. Two lefts don't make a right, and two rights make a U-turn. Two wrongs don't make a right, and two rights make a U-turn. That's a common phrase they say. So you don't want to be right and they're right on their perspective, and they're right on their perspective, and that whole conversation and reversing back on you, and you end up getting in trouble because you think you're right and they think they're right, and y'all just bickering back and forth. So you don't want to be in that situation that put you in a bad predicament. Hopefully that video was helpful. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the subscribe button, and I'm out. Go.